Hello everyone and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room recap for Wednesday, October the 10th. My name is Barry Anerson, moderator of your trading room. Any questions for me, you can use this email address. Link to get into our 100% free trading room. You do not have to be a member of Trade Ideas to be in our room. I open the room every day at around 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That's when I start to share my screen. Get live in the mic at 9:05. I go to 3:30 Mondays to Thursdays and 3 o'clock on Fridays. If you'd like to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas, there's a link for you and a promo code for instant 15% off either the first month only, member, of a standard or a premium plan, or the entire year of our standard or premium service. Well, I haven't had a day like this for a while. My day was basically done from my pre-market work. So NVCN has a press release in the pre-market. You can see before the market opened, that's the tan area there. You can see the big pop-up. A little bit of a chase that I got into this one. I think it looks a little different on the 5, but anyway, this is a 15-minute chart. But the press release looked decent enough that I thought it would have some, that I thought it would sustain it. And also, again, I'm always looking at that daily chart. So what did I see here? I look left, and lots and lots of room. So back to the 15. Took the trade right here at 365. Again, this is in the pre-market. Actually, it must have been in this candle. Because it popped up, it moved down, and then when it moved back up, that's exactly right. Got in at 365. I took some out here at 415. I took some out here at 458, and on the way down at 445, and I haven't looked back. And we'll wait to see if this one has any follow through tomorrow. But definitely a great first trade. RareX did something I don't often do. I took this trade within the first 15 minutes. It looked decent. It came from my options play, and it popped over. It was holding. It probably looks a little better on the 5-minute chart. Why I would have taken it? Not really. Anyway, it was just over 17. I thought, okay, this looks like it has some room. I know if I look at the daily chart, there has to be some room. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. Yeah, you see, so there's all this room over here that I was looking at. Pops all the way up here. Now, it's giving it all back. So I was saying, you've got to be very quick on these ones. Sometimes they keep going, but a lot of times they don't. So I got into this one right here at 1710. Took some out at 1747. It must have been on this. No, it was on this candle. Took some out here, and then on the way back down for, I think it was 10-cent gain. Now, here's one that I did not take, unfortunately. And it came from Holly. This one had, well, I guess what I thought was very bad news. In fact, I actually tried to short this one right here around 250, and I couldn't get it because it was already down 10%, and the uptick rule was nailing me. I couldn't get it, and I just watched in chagrin as it went all the way down to 123. Remember, I was trying to get it around 250. Then look at the move it had all the way back up to basically, here's where it closed yesterday, and basically positive. Holly had an alert at 281, and unfortunately, I must have missed this one. I can't remember if I was still in the RareX or what I was in. The other reason is that I was a little bit skeptical because the news seemed to be bad. I know I shouldn't get the news bias or prejudice me, but the news did seem to be not great. I couldn't quite understand why this had the pop. I know some analysts have kind of stepped in and put some aggressive price targets on this. But anyway, bottom line is this was just a tremendous alert. 381 all the way up the high here, 365. As we speak, that's up 25% from the alert. And you can't do too much better than that. And I tried this one. I tried I don't know if I was going to swing this one. Probably wasn't going to swing this one. But if you look at it on the daily chart, you see why I took the trade. It came from my trend reversals. So you see what I was looking at, breaking out this area there, and then you look left, and 776. That was far enough away from my 7. Actually, yeah, my entry was a little bit late. I got in at 722. I really wanted to get in on the break right there. Well, I wanted to get in at 720, so it was only 2 cents later. But anyway, it almost immediately moved down. I took my loss pretty quickly, got out at 7:15. And again, the importance of taking your loss and just moving on. What if I'd waited all the way down here? There's no reason to. And it's funny. I had a question in the room, and the individual said, I've sometimes I'll have 10 winning trades, and then I'll lose it all in one trade. What I said was, how do you counteract that? Well, there are a number of ways, of course. If you're up a certain amount, if you do set a daily goal, then don't keep trading. It's that simple. But we also went over the aspect that the market is a drug. I mean, there's no question the market is a drug. It's fun to be in things all the time. I always call it's the adult video game, except it's your money at risk. And I had to fight, and we all have to fight that. But I've learned to, compensate for the fact that if I'm not in a trade, I don't get anxious. If I'm not in a trade for a couple of hours, I don't get anxious. I don't start clenching and thinking, God, I got to get into a trade. Where's there something? I need the action. And I think that can be a real problem for a lot of people. Especially if you're, and the other worst thing, of course, is revenge trading. If you're down and you're trying to get it all back, and you're trying to find something, and I've got to get it back. That's another very bad habit to get into. But just the other one. I mean, if you're up, like as I was saying in the room, I mean, I'm not going to be able to do very much better than this NVCN trade. Oops, the NVCN trade that I took in the pre-market. It's going to be very hard for me to top that. Getting in at 364 and getting out at 457 on a percentage basis. I mean, it's just going to be hard for me to top that once the market opens. I'm not saying it's impossible, but why would I then, kill myself and trying to find more trades while I'm very comfortable with what I did right there? I typically what I do is I just get more highly selective. I might even reduce my risk somewhat because I'm bound and determined not to give up this glorious first trade. But anyway, I know that's a little more philosophical than anything. But if I could say one thing, just don't be so anxious to be in a trade all the time. All right, that is about it. Yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to close this down and bring back the capture program. So if you have any questions for me, you can use this email address. This is a link to get into our free room, 100% free. You don't have to be a member of Trade Ideas. I'll open the room tomorrow at around 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That's when I'll start to share my screen. I'll get live on the mic at about 9:05. So have a great evening, everybody, and I hope to see you in the trading room tomorrow. Bye-bye.